is up, everybody? Welcome to this Holy Saturday edition of the Cheese Talk podcast. I'm your host, Brian, and tonight I'm joined by Mr. First Down, Tennessee Titans super fan. What's up, Sam?
Your favorite Titans fan. We got to
My
get
favorite,
that's right.
my favorite, yeah, my favorite, your favorite, everyone's favorite Titans fan.
You don't have a choice in the matter. It's decided. It's
Repping,
already written.
repping the Dr. Pepper tonight. I've got
Always.
my Powerade Zero tonight.
Oh, you're so healthy.
Strawberry Smash. Hey, it was 10 for 10, man. Can't go wrong there.
No, you sure can't.
Last time we talked, you guys just got new coaching staff, right? Kind of the bald militia came into Tennessee.
The nine bald men, yes, have taken over.
the bald commission.
Bald. We're going with Bald Brigade, which I think is pretty good. You got the double B there.
What you've had some time to get used to seeing you've had time to get used to seeing like what they're doing and like kind of have they laid out kind of like their approach on like how they're gonna, I guess, go in the draft? Do they give any kind of hints on what have they given you, if anything at all?
So what I can basically gather is that it's locked up tight this time. You knew last draft that they were just going to have to pick fundamental pieces, and
Right.
you got to see quite a number of them play last year because they were so bad, and they either learned from the experience or didn't. You drafted Cam Ward, you drafted Gunnar Helm, your tight end, and I kind of thought that those two, and they're solid pieces, but then you got an extra added kick returner, the best kick returner in the league, Chim DK. So you got an extra bonus there, which is nice. Yeah, W. It's a win. Oh, yay! So
And he's from Wisconsin originally.
oh, is he?
Jamari.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Sorry.
I didn't know that. It's okay. No, I didn't know where he was from. I just knew he played in Florida, Flow Rider. But he, so, and you've got some other pieces, but you're not really sure. So Borgo, our GM, Borgonzi, we call him Borgo because that's what Andy Reid called him. We looked at it, and this is kind of his first draft where he doesn't have to push it, if that makes any sense. He can pick and choose who he wants, and he's at this perfect position at number 4 to pick whatever he wants. You want the top defensive, one of these top defensive guys that everybody talks about? Go take him. You want the best secondary guy in downs, supposedly? Go take him. If you want the best wide receiver in the draft, go take him. So here's what I think. Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love is the big one that's been picked anyway. I have single-handedly every week when somebody has asked me who we're taking, switched the names, and eventually people in the comments go, that's not what you said last time, or whatever. But here's what I do know. Why are we so open to believe what anything the national media says during draft season? Draft season is BS season. You know it. I know it. The American people know it. Okay? Do not believe anything that comes out of anybody's mouth, first of all. So I am leaning towards Cornell Tate, wide receiver, simply because his name has not come up in any discussions whatsoever by the national media. I think they know who they're going to pick. I think they know they need to help Cam Ward, and I think that's going to be the pick. Whether I'm right or not, we'll find out. Watch it be a trade out, and I'm like, crap. So,
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like, I was just reading this headline where it says Titans coach Robert Saleh on QB Cam Ward. He has the right work ethic. I just don't see him failing. Right. I don't either. He proved himself at Miami. Then he went to what West Coast team did he go to? Washington State.
Yeah, Washington State.
Then the Miami.
Then Miami.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the thing about him was I gave out a sigh of relief on him was after the bye week, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's a vast improvement on a very bad team. So if he could do that with a bad team, I feel like you could look at that and say, all right, let's get him some weapons and see where we can go from here kind of mentality. So
right. I was saying for the Packers, they've had a busy offseason so far as like the front office and with the roster.
A little quiet
Um,
at the beginning. I saw some of the cheese on Twitter becoming upset with the lack of movement in the beginning.
but usually, like you have kids, I have kids. When it's quiet, something's going
Yeah,
down.
something's going
Whether you
down.
like it
Right,
or not, something's happening.
right,
You know.
correct. People thought it was LaFleur at first. That was the funny part.
No, and even I forgot I was reading. I can't source my what I'm reading, but I was reading an
Sure.
article saying that like Goody and Russ Ball, they already knew that they're going to extend the floor like right after the playoff loss. They knew they were going to extend them, so it's just a matter of them reaching an agreement on probably contract and money and whatnot. But I've been saying for a while, I'm a firm believer in addition by subtraction. Like we've lost people, but the people that we have lost, I think,
Are not
is
irreplaceable.
they're not irreplaceable. Elton Jenkins, injuries. Rashawn Gary, he's still on his way to Dallas. He's jogging.
I was waiting
Romeo,
for it.
the only one that like the two that I mean, Romeo Dobbs. You know, I feel for him. I'm glad he's getting his payday, and he's in New England. He had that big debacle with the onside kick against Chicago. You can't blame somebody in those conditions. You know, playoff atmosphere. You know, you got the concussion guardian cap on, probably making your head whatever. Whatever. You know, it is what it is.
Sure.
But he's been a solid receiver for the Packers, and even going back a couple of years, he took time off because he's having mental health issues. You got to respect that. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
And um, Kingsley Ignagbare, he's injured quite a bit. Nate Hobbs was a waste of money. So I mean, you know, it's and some of the guys we got in. We re-signed Sean Ryan, we re-signed Darian Kennard, we Quay Walker. When he was good, but when he was bad. But he was a good sideline to sideline guy, which we knew that coming out of college he was good. He was a good tackler, you know, at linebacker. Benjamin St. Juste or Huste, however you want to pronounce his name. He's a 6'3" corner, and he's not afraid to tackle. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Javon Hargrave, good anchor on the line. We lost Kenny Clark. We're not going to have Rashawn Gary here. We're not going to have him at all. But we're not going to have Micah Parsons for the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season. So, you know, hopefully that can kind of, he ain't going to live up to what Parsons did, but hopefully he can be an anchor in the middle with getting Devontae Wyatt back from injury. You know, so I mean,
Right.
what we lost compared to what we got back, as far as we got draft picks too that can replace those guys. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah.
So I just think that it's I feel good going into the season. I really do. I mean, we had good play out of Edgerrin Cooper at linebacker. It's just people want to jump in front of the bus right away when there's no bus to jump in front of. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. It's
It's
every
wait
year.
and see, wait and see. And I go back and forth on our secondary because when we had constant pressure on the quarterback, the the secondary was like all pro.
Hmm.
But when we didn't get any pressure, obviously you're gonna get exposed.
Yeah.
And we got exposed more than we got pressure. So I mean, this new year, new coaches, hopefully they get after that quarterback, and just look like a totally different team from last year. That's
Yep.
you know, in a nutshell, you know, it's it's hard being a fan sometimes, but it's fun too. So
Right. And you've opened your guys' new headquarters in Miami. So, you
yeah,
know.
right. Now we got Lambeau West in Minneapolis. We got Lambeau South in Miami. We got Lambeau East in Detroit.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, here we go. Now
And
we're in
hopefully we'll
Miami.
reestablish Lambeau Mid South in Chicago again.
Right. Oh boy. No, I really thought it was
Well,
going to be Northern
that's
Indiana.
if they move to Indiana, it'd be Lambeau Mid Southeast because
Have
it'd be
they not?
moving.
Have they not decided that yet? Are they still
I
talking?
have no idea what's going on there.
Man, you can't. They can't leave Chicago. If you leave Chicago, that is just, ooh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
I'm curious to see how many or how many Bears fans become Packer fans,
oh
out of
yeah.
spite.
Out of spite, yeah. Just be like, hey,
You
you left
know,
me behind. Yeah, I don't care that it's 30, 20 minutes away. I'm not doing it. right? So, yeah, I mean, why would you? But people always want to look. It's like anybody we draft, right? We draft, you draft. There's always going to be like the 18 people we see on Twitter that gets retweeted 8 million times for no reason, going, oh, this draft pick's terrible. They should have picked my guy so and so from Iroquois State University or something.
Yeah.
You can't please everybody, you know. It's the same thing, you know. It's like wrestling, right? If people have a favorite wrestler and they don't win or something, oh, you got to hear about it for weeks and weeks.
Oh yeah,
Same
right.
thing. Same thing. It's just what it is. Like, people think they know more than the GM. People love to spend the owner's money on things they want to spend the owner's money on. It's a fun game fans in football like to play. But either way, I think if you're looking at any situation, just make the team better. Let's just make the team better. I don't care how you do it. So
Yeah, I mean, I mean, the Packers don't have a first round draft pick, but with some of those former players that signed elsewhere this offseason, we gain draft picks in years to come. So
compensation.
what 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 makes you think that they wouldn't try to use some of those to move back up into the first round
Yeah, why
in
wouldn't
the
they?
next year or two? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, no, totally. I think it's silly.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the Packers doing something like that. They've been known to make moves sometimes in the draft. I can remember when they moved up and got B.J. Raji and Clay Matthews in the first round. You know, that
Yeah,
was huge.
massive.
But
It did well for you for years and years.
yeah,
So
and with Elton Jenkins going, he was our center. He got hurt. We moved Sean Ryan to center. But now we extended Sean Ryan this offseason so he can get a whole offseason and training camp in as the center. So hopefully there won't be as much issues. One of our biggest things last year was discipline, the holdings, the false starts, and
right.
damn it, it's just stuff like that. Big plays. Nope, got called back because of a hold or got called back because of a false start. It's just,
It's all around the league too. It's not just a you problem. It's all over the
whoa, I
place.
know. Yeah,
It's
it's
rough.
terrible.
It's bad.
Yeah,
If you've got rookie linemen starting, go ahead and get ready. You've got about 18 of them coming this year per rookie lineman. It's just a rough time. And then they started getting the screws to them, right? Because people found out that, hey, the Eagles on the tush push are getting a little bit of leverage by jumping early and stuff. Now people are really paying attention to movement on the O line, and it eventually. This is what I worry about and somewhat hope for. But look at the ABS system in baseball right now, right? Look at the strike zone that's being called out by these umps that constantly
yeah,
miss it over and over. It's you and I both know it's only a matter of time before there's a camera fixed on that O line and D line, and a little red
yeah.
light or something's going to flicker and say, "Hey," and show us
Well,
what to look
you
for.
saw in the Brewers game, I posted that thing on
Uh huh.
TikTok of that ump that clearly missed that.
Missed it.
He touched first
Missed.
base. You see what happened to him the next game?
No, what did
He took a
happen the
foul
next game?
ball off the face mask and he went to the ground. The
Oh
ump
yeah,
did.
CK
'Cause
Bunker.
he was behind
Yeah.
home plate. But and I've said too in the past, and I'm sure you've heard me say it, that it's going to get to the point in football where they're going to have stuff that's blatantly missed. They're going to have New York call in, and they're going to on
Yeah.
some things that
They're
I
going.
mean, it's happening. So it's about damn time. About 15 years too late, but
No, yeah, no. It's about time. It's got to be evened out, and unfortunately, there is a segment of people that are going to be sad when it happens. I'll be a little sad because you're going to miss the no calls, or the not really that you'll miss the no calls, but that you will miss the questionable calls going up in there, because then you have to do by the letter of the law and by the letter
yeah,
of this. And that could mean different things to different referees. So you miss that kind of mystique with it. But that's where it's all heading. I mean, that's just how it is. And I think people are just going to have to learn to accept that.
yeah.
Sorry,
I think back to when Green Bay played Arizona. on those face masks on Aaron Rodgers that weren't called. They were blatant face
Mm.
masks. That could have been, that's obviously, I'm just as an example, that
Sure,
could
sure.
change the outcome of that game big time. You know,
Yeah, listen, I can point to every fan base can point to these times. I remember
yeah,
Vince Young getting smashed by two Steelers receivers and being flipped upside down, no call, and meanwhile, Big Ben gets touched behind the head, and everybody's like, "Oh, flags are everywhere for Big Ben." Forget that he's a giant oak in the middle of the freaking field, but
yeah,
you know,
he was a predator too in the off the
not
field.
the hockey team. Yeah. But what do we know about that anyway?
Yeah, I mean,
So
and you even think back to like I still think like when the Bears last year they concussed Jordan Love.
yep,
You don't tell me that wasn't deliberate. You know,
it's a
leading
violent
with the
game,
crown. Leading with the crown. It's the rule. But I mean,
right?
again, maybe something like that wasn't initially called would have been called. Maybe they got to do like a targeting rule, like in college. You get one targeting, you're out.
Yep,
You know.
yep, yep. It's a mess. And either we're going to let this game be violent or we're not going to let this game be violent. You can't do this wishy-washy in between. It's just not
Yeah.
how it works. It's never
There,
worked
there,
that way.
there needs to be certain levels of violence so that's allowed.
Yeah, exactly. So,
you
but
know.
yeah,
It's
and that's where we'd have to decide where's that line. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like where do
yeah,
we push here? Where do we tuck here? It's a rivalry game. Shouldn't we let it be more violent? It goes. It's going to be an interesting thing ahead, especially since backup refs are the scuttlebutt around the league right now.
oh god, fail Mary, no,
I
don't
was
do it,
about to
don't
say.
do it,
I was about to say it's
don't do it,
time. It's time.
stop it.
If it happens again, I am gonna text you immediately and say, "Oh my
Oh,
god, what did
oh,
you do? What
yeah,
Aztec temple did you pee on for this to happen?"
oh my god, I couldn't imagine having the replacement refs
Oh,
again. That was absolute torture.
I can't
You
can't
know,
let it happen. Yeah, no,
that's where they just let New York offices just call everything. Just have
yep,
them out there being robots. Okay, you're gonna call this, you're gonna call that, you're gonna call this.
right, yep. You grabbed
Um,
here, you grabbed there, blah 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 blah. You
what
know,
do you have any draft crushes this year for the Titans?
I would be very curious about that second pick. The first pick is going to be what it's going to be. I think they're pretty clear. Hey, we're taking the best player that's going to fit us on the board, which is what every GM possibly says. Anyway, but I can't. I don't have a. If I will know more about Mike Bergonzi, our GM, after this draft, if that makes any sense. I don't have a real feel for him yet and what he wants to do or what he wants to build. My question is, I literally let go of Lloyd Cushenberry, our center, who wasn't bad, but he wasn't great either. And then we got absolutely screwed, and so did everybody else looking for a center. Atlanta, the Colts, I think, are looking for a center. I think I could be wrong. There are 4 or 5 teams looking for a center all at the same time. So what do the Raiders do? Why, they pay Linderbaum $88 million for 2 years. So now all of us looking for a center are like, okay, like now all
Right.
the free agent centers are like, all right, massive payday. That's what I'm talking about. So they have to decide what they want to do on that O line. They had Zeitler, who did a good job last year, but for some reason they haven't kind of signed him up yet. I'm just like, well, he can go to another team. Why hasn't he yet? Is something going on there? Are you really going to try to convince me that you're going to start 2 rookies on an O line with a second-year quarterback? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You can start 1 rookie on that O line, but you can't start 2. I refuse to believe such a thing. So right now you're looking at it, and Jackson Slater, who you drafted last year, who was a guard but trained up as center during the season and this offseason, is now your starting center. and we still need to figure out guard situation. So I'm a little concerned with the O-line. Is it worth it to where you're going to go in the second round and pick one? I don't think so because, well, I don't know if you've seen, but the log jam at wide receiver in the second round is massive, huge. Some of them will go at the end of the first, but there'll still be plenty to pick from in the second round. So O-line is my one big concern. I want to know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, I for the Packers, I think maybe obviously you can never have too many linemen. Linebacker, corner, and receiver, I think,
Nope. Sign them
is
all up.
probably the way they're gonna go. I'm curious to see who they're gonna have as QB two. Obviously, with Malik Willis going to Miami, it's a kind of a big hole, but not a big hole to fill because it's a big hole to fill if Love goes down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You
And
probably would want a
LaFleur's been
veteran, right? You'd want a veteran
yeah,
at that point. Yeah.
LaFleur has been known to rehab quarterbacks. I mean, look at Malik Willis. You know what I mean? So,
So you want
um,
Will Levis now? You want the Mayo Man? You can have him. That's fine. Here,
who
take the Will Levis, the Mayo Man. Why don't you take him?
could you imagine?
I'm like go. Just
The
tell
way
him
I
not to do the things that he likes to do, and you're in good shape.
the way I look at it is there's quarterbacks that are probably second, third string that see what the Packers are able to do with Malik Willis in that 2 years, 3 years, whatever it was,
Right.
and then get that next big contract. Maybe, well, hey, why wouldn't I want to come to Green Bay,
Exactly.
sit the bench, be ready to have my name called when it's time, if it's time, and then if I do produce and do good, I can go make that good
Right.
money somewhere else.
Well, I
So
mean, Levis is as good as gone at this point. They signed Mitchell Trubisky, so that means they're
yeah,
Levis is on his way out more than likely. I don't know if anybody's going to trade for him or they cut him or what, but he's on his way out. And look, good for Malik Willis and anybody else in that position. The quarterback market is trash. It is just awful. Are you really telling me that you Cardinals fans are excited about starting Jacoby Brissett at quarterback? Is that exciting? No. He's just a veteran that won't screw up the game for you. That's what he is. And that's what a backup QB is. Look at these guys. Jacoby Brissett is making $35 million. Flacco is making a crap ton of money too. The market is so bad, they really just need guys to not screw up. That's what they
look at
need.
Kirk Cousins.
Look at Kirk Cousins. Oh, another giant deal because the market stinks. It stinks. And
Yeah,
we have run into an absolute drudge of just having no quarterback, or you're picking a project and hoping that it works out. And that's just the
yeah.
state of
Well,
things in the NFL right now.
well, actually, the Packers they do have Desmond Ritter and Kyle
Oh,
McCord.
good old Desmond.
But I mean, Kyle McCord, he was a highly touted college at Ohio State, and then he transferred to Syracuse.
Okay.
I think he went to Syracuse once. Who's that quarterback that went to the Patriots? He was it the Patriots? Yeah, that bit. Anyway, well,
Is
yeah,
it the
and
one?
Desmond Ritter.
Wasn't it the one from Penn State? Is that the one that left? Can't remember.
I don't know, but yeah, he left because of the competition. I think possibly,
Right.
um, but I mean, Desmond Ritter. I mean, you can. He has the mechanics to be a rehab quarterback. He has an
He
arm. He
can.
can run.
Right.
McCord, he's smart. I mean, I see Ritter being second string and then McCord being practice squad.
Sure.
But I mean, our receiver room, we got Watson, Reed, Golden. We still got Bull Melton. We still got Wicks. It's good
Big year
top four
for
there.
Golden, too. Big year for Golden. Yeah.
He showed a lot against the Bears in that playoff game with
Right.
that catch and run after contact. So I mean, it's just a matter of getting him the ball and getting him schemed in and getting him familiar with the plays and making him
Right.
comfortable. It's
Yep.
he's he showed a lot of explosiveness, which is nice. What I like too is we got Sky Moore returning kicks, so hopefully that pays off instead of having Keyshawn Nixon back there.
Right.
Keyshawn Nixon was good before the kickoff rule, and
Then
he got
everything
that
went.
money. he got that money based off of his performance on the with kickoffs and stuff. And once he got the money, then that next offseason they
Mm,
changed the kickoff rules. So it kind of they had to put him somewhere,
right.
But
That,
I I don't know. It's just another thing that we're gonna have to watch is McManus. McManus. I don't know about him. He had such a good offseason, and then when we needed him the most, he just crapped the bed. It's like, oh man.
well, it's like the kicker last year you guys took from us that was like booting balls down the field or whatnot, and then he collapsed. You remember who was that kicker? He was on the Titans practice squad, and then you took him, and then he did well for a second, and then just like fell apart. I can't remember who it was.
Was it that Lucas have? Was it that teacher,
I think so.
the substitute teacher?
I think so. I can't remember. It was the kicker's name. He was on the Titans, Brian Callahan's first year, and the Packers took him. And then I think he had a big game, and then all of a sudden it just like fell apart
That
right in front of everybody. What was his name?
I think it was like Lucas have. He had a weird last name.
Okay, yeah, it was an odd name, but I remember I remember distinctly like, wow, that guy just kicked a 70-yarder, and then he get into the 30 and somehow started missing kicks, and it's like, what are you, sir? What enigma are you? So
Yeah, uh, I don't. Well, anyway, the kicker for the Packers, one of them, he was in and he kicked a franchise record long field goal, and then they released him, then they brought him back, and McManus. It was just like a fiasco between him and McManus. Like they just were so inconsistent when we needed them the most. It was just really frustrating. Um,
Braden Narvison. It was
oh
Narvison.
yeah, Narvison. Yeah, okay, it
Yeah.
wasn't the guy that I'm thinking of then.
No,
Yeah,
he
but
he. We were sitting there. We're like, oh, this guy rocks. And then the last preseason game, he missed everything from the 30, from the
yeah,
20, and I was like, uh oh, you're not gonna make it, are you, bud? So
it was just frustrating because the whole like off season like training camp out of whatever 60 plus field goals attempted, McManus like missed maybe one, right? It was to the point where like there was like a scrimmage and he was dressed up as a referee, like he's repping part of the and then during the season, he just fell apart somehow, but
yeah,
whatever. Um, what are your thoughts on the debacle with Max Crosby in Baltimore?
gee whiz. Look, I think we would be very, very silly to really sit here and follow the hard line that the national media is trying to spoon feed us here. They're trying to spoon feed us, but they're also, I will give them credit where credit is due. There are plenty reporters that are narrowing their eyes at Baltimore. Something happened to where somebody made a move above the GM's head or got in his ear that he decided that he wanted Henriksen instead of Max Crosby. Because from everybody, from Max Crosby's surgery to anybody else, like this guy was going to be where he was going to be health wise. So they knew it. It was very obvious that they knew where he was going to be health wise. He was still going to be ready for the season. But the fact that he gets there and everything's all fine and dandy, he's trying to make arrangements, and then they're like, "Hey, bro, sorry, not working out." It's pretty low cut there. That's I'm not really sure that's good business ethics. I'm not really sure how that will be viewed at by the rest of the GMs in the league. I'm not saying no one's going to, oh, I'm not doing business with Baltimore, but I think people would be a little leery of doing more business with Baltimore, I would say, especially for a
Who
big
who
trade pick like that.
with Hendrickson healthy and Max Crosby healthy, who would you rather have on your team?
I'd rather have Max Crosby. I don't hate Hendrickson by any point, but I think Max is a little more explosive. But hey, the Raiders, to their credit, said, "Oh, okay, we'll keep him or whatnot." I was kind of expecting the Cowboys to kind of get in there and try to finagle it somehow to get him on their team, but I mean, I haven't seen any movement since. But man, that whole mess, I don't know how the rest of the league views it. I just remember people talking to GMs that wouldn't put their name on the record, of course, and they were saying it was garbage and BS that they did it and whatnot. I'd be very curious if you and I cornered somebody that was in a front office around a team, how like they look at that kind of situation. Because I bet it's not good. I don't think the league liked that at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got teams that are trying to get, not like get rid of people, but make
Right.
room on their roster to accommodate
Yep.
getting Max, and then the Raiders. Apparently, then the Raiders signed, like, agreed to terms with all the other free agents, and I'm just like, oh my god, are they gonna have enough money for him? But apparently, they made those deals with the money that they for Max Crosby still on the book, so they actually did something smart for once, So he was able to come back to it. He's able to come back to, I think, probably a better defense. You got N'Kobe Dean, you got Quay Walker, you got Max Crosby. I mean, it's not a bad team to go back to if you think
No,
about
it's
it.
not. It's
So
not. It's not a bad team to go back to at all. Uh, you know, once he decided he was staying. Now, don't get me wrong; they're low on cap space now, but with that happening, I would be very curious. I'd be very curious if Mendoza is starting. I kind of feel like Kirk Cousins is going to start. I got this feeling. Like, doesn't it kind of feel that way to you now that you've signed Kirk
I think
Cousins?
so.
Yeah.
If they can have Cousins stay healthy, and they can have, if they do draft Mendoza, they can have Mendoza learn, for a year,
If it
for
goes
whatever,
really
half a
bad, if
year, a
it goes
year.
really bad, you could put him Mendoza in week 6 or 7, and see what he's got. Something
Yeah,
along those lines. But yeah, now the conspiracy theorists are out, and look, maybe there's something to it, maybe there isn't. I'm not here to judge, but like we're already talking about the Raiders trading out of the first round pick and everything like that, and I'm like, I don't think so. I think they have to take Mendoza here. They've got to do
they
something,
got to they got to get somebody that's gonna be able to
right?
be there when Cousins ain't there.
I remember I bristled at taking Cam Ward last year. I think I did it on your pod that I bristled about it. But then I realized later, I'm like, well, they didn't really have a choice, did they? They had to take him. So hey, I'm happy they did now, and I'm happy to be wrong. You hear that, everybody? I'm happy to be wrong. And yeah, I just don't see them not taking Mendoza. But boy, oh boy, what a flip that would be. Did you see where Dan Orlovsky was talking about Ty Simpson being the better quarterback? I was like, oh, Dan, no, buddy, don't do this.
Is he? He's the ESPN affiliate, isn't he?
Yeah, and usually
I,
very
I
he actually responded to me a couple of times on Twitter, believe it or not. Very nice guy. I think he's very sharp. I think he is. When he did his film study, he's done a great job putting out there what the quarterback is seeing, what the right play call is, and everything like that. He does a really good segment on what's the quarterback's fault and what's not his fault. That people started paying attention to. It made people smarter about the league. So I love that. But to come out there and say Ty Simpson's better than Fernando Mendoza, I think the whole panel was staring at him. I think the rest of America was staring at him. And then Pat McAfee just absolutely roasted him on his show. And I was
yeah,
like, oh, buddy, what are we doing?
yeah, yeah.
Are you
ESPN, they're I don't know. I tend to, like, I don't watch sport. I used to watch sports Center all the time as a kid growing
me
up, and it's
too.
just I don't even watch it anymore. It's just
No, it's
it's
just,
so biased and so like agenda given. It's just I can't do it. I cannot
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, you're talking to a Titans fan, right? Even when we were good, it was like, why did the Colts lose this game? Because we're better than they are. No, why did they lose this? It's always they were bad and that's why we won. We could be 5-0 and there would always be a reason why. So I get it. It's just what it is. But hey, that's what happens when you have a small market team. You got to take the lumps with it, unfortunately.
Right. I know where you're coming from when you say that. One thing I wanted to ask your opinion on is old Montgomery leaving Detroit, but then they replace him with Isaac Pacheco. Now you got Pacheco and Gibbs in that backfield. Tell you what, I wouldn't want to be in opposing defense getting hit by those guys.
No, Pacheco is a dangerous, dangerous man. He still is. I don't think that injury is going to really set him back. And I think he's going to clear a lot of lanes out there or whatnot. That's the other thing, you know. When we're talking about like taking your lumps as another market team. I mean, the rest of the NFC North, doesn't matter if it's the Packers, the Vikings, or the Bears. Oh, Dan Campbell's here, so all the other coaches are null and void. So you guys don't even exist anymore. It's just, why didn't Detroit win? You know, it's
because of Dan Campbell.
Yeah, it's Dan Campbell's fault. No, man, Dan's the man. It's the players that got it wrong. You know.
Yeah. I don't know who cringes the most on fourth and short, Packer fans or Lions fans.
You know, it's so funny to me. He did that. Like, he came in doing that the first year. It was the first year he was coaching. No, it was the second year he was coaching. He was really pushing it. And I was sitting there like, it's all fun and everything now, and everybody loves the aggressiveness. But I got to tell you something. It's going to turn bad and it's going to get ugly. And I got roasted about 4 or 5 Lions fans on Twitter for saying that. And then all of a sudden it happened again. And I had bookmarked those comments. And I said, hey, remember when I said it's going to be ugly? This is pretty ugly. Blocked, 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 blocked. It's just, listen, you watch football enough. It's great when you can get them out and they don't see it coming or whatnot. But when your calling card is to go for it on fourth and short, people are stopped buying it. I mean, guys wouldn't even move off the field on fourth and short against the Lions. They knew they were going to go for it. And once they're prepared for you, you should probably change your tactic. So
yeah, the one game against the Packers, I forgot if I think it was a Thanksgiving game last year.
It was
in Detroit.
Yeah,
it was like 4th and 3, and they stopped them. And like 2 plays later, we had that long touchdown to Bull Melton. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
That total game changer right there. But it's like you knew what was coming. And even like LaFleur, like fourth and 1, 4th and 2, or whatever it was, and you get trips to the left, and the running back out of the backfield motions towards the trips. What do you think's coming? What do you think's coming? You know, it's like at least do the same formation, but do something that's not the same as what you did 10 plays ago. You know?
Yeah. I think Campbell is trying to will it into existence, and sometimes you just can't. You just can't do it. But you know, people love Dan Campbell. I think he's great too, but it doesn't mean you don't have your downsides to coaching. Look, there's plenty that you've pointed out that Matt LaFleur does that pisses you off. There's plenty of I guarantee you there's going to be things about Saleh that I'm going to roll my eyes about. There were plenty of things that Jeff Fisher did back in the day that I rolled my eyes about.
Oh, gosh.
Even when we were like heavily successful with him as a head coach, there were plenty of times I'm like, how about you don't run Eddie George up the middle? Like, how about you try something else? So it's just I think we're finally leaving the honeymoon period with Dan Campbell, and we're going to start hearing a little more, hey, why are you doing this kind of thing? And we'll see how well that goes over.
I want to see this play installed in Green Bay. They do it in Pittsburgh where it's like 4th and short, and you have Aaron Rodgers 15 yards off the ball with his hands on his hip, watching the play happen in front, and you have Tucker Kraft in motion under center, and he sneaks it. That's the play we got to run. Don't have a 4th and short being the pistol formation and do a dive up the middle. It's
correct.
You know.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see, but you never know, I guess.
I hear you. I get it. I get it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we all.
I mean, like LaFleur is a good play caller. Sometimes he's too predictable, you know. And he's showing us. I think his best game that he called, was a couple years ago in Dallas in the playoffs. That was huge.
He likes. I think he watches film and figures out something, and if it works, it's golden. If it doesn't work, he's like, well, I'll just go back to it. And it's like, it's just not going to happen today, bud. Forget it. Flush it.
It's like obviously, you know, we're not head coaches, but it's like if you do something and it works good, you want to be able to see something in the same set to where you want to see like discrepancy somewhere else. Somewhere else you can attack on the defense. You don't want to keep
Correct.
doing the same because if you do the same thing that worked the first time, well, the defense is going to see the same thing and adjust. You want to do
Right.
something in the same formation, but you want to attack, something else that you saw with that play that would work. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he gets a little bit more aggressive playing, calling plays and
Plenty,
just
plenty of
does
guys
all
fall
gas,
into
no brakes.
right. Plenty of guys fall into that trap though. Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers does exactly the same thing. They've practiced it and lived it, breathed it, and drinked it, and it worked well at practice. But if you go out there and the linebacker for the Seahawks is constantly batting the ball down or intercepting it, it's time to run a different play. Like there's just no,
Right?
you have to realize on your feet, you have to adapt. Dick LeBeau, famed defensive coordinator, he said, in this league, you either adapt or you die. That is how that works. So find
Yeah.
out quick, or you're going to look absolutely silly. So
Yeah. What are your baseball takes on the Guardians this year?
well, we're a little early. It's a little early on in the season, but I'm happy to
Right.
see Chase DeLautner hitting home runs. I think that's great. But put him next to Jose Ramirez there, and I'm happy to see it. It's fun. We're still early in the season. We've got 100 billion more games
Oh,
to go.
right.
So, but from what I've seen so far, Stephen Vogt has won Manager of the Year twice. He seems to have those guys playing hard, doing things. I remember what I like about Vogt was the first year he played small ball. It wasn't about home runs. It was about getting on base and somehow getting the 1 point here or 2 point here on double plays or whatnot. And now he's kind of switched his playing card as to guys that are just smacking the ball out of the ballpark when they get the chance. So it's nice. It's fun. I think Cleveland's got a good team this year. We'll see how far that can take them. I
Yeah.
would love an ace though. An ace would be absolutely great. Oh
Well,
lordy.
they're sitting on top of the AL Central right now.
Yep.
They're 5-3.
Yeah, people always pee on the AL Central, though. They're like, it's
Yeah.
just the AL Central. You can be good in your division as long as you're not the AL Central. Then it doesn't count if you win it and everything like that. So, you know, it's a
Yeah.
silly thing that baseball fans, always get
Yeah.
chippy about. I was just happy to
They're
beat my
still.
series with the Dodgers. I walked into that series going, well, time to get absolutely boat raced, and we took
Yeah.
it 2-1. And I'm like, Gavin Williams, a pitcher who I've seen pitch, good pitcher, decent pitcher, 7 shutouts, gets it done. I'm like, hey, all right, and let's face it, the Dodgers can hit the ball, and you've pulled that off. Well done, like it, keep it going.
Yeah. I like seeing the Brewers in first right now, but it's like you said, there's still 154 more games to go.
Yeah,
So
100,972.5. I'm a little bummed
yeah,
out because we got rained out for the Cubs and Guardians. Game 2 of that series. So I guess we'll get to see a doubleheader tomorrow, which means it'll
yeah.
go on to the wee hours of the evening.
The Brewers and the Royals, I think, had a doubleheader today. I think the Brewers took the
That
first game. They must have lost the second game.
Yeah, it's hard.
But
It's hard to get like a nice clean sweep in doubleheaders. There's so many things that you could do. Like even if you skunk them like the first game, it's like okay, well we're not doing that again. It's that
right.
was fun. Now I have to go down to my next pitcher in the order who is not as good. That's just
No,
how it
it's
is.
just like for me, it's like I always root for the underdog, so it's always good
Sure.
seeing. I mean, as growing up, the Packers were always like small town, small, and not maybe not a small market, but small town. The Brewers, small market.
I knew
It's
that's
it's
why
good
you loved
seeing.
me. It all makes sense now.
No, it's just good seeing teams like that do good. I
Sure.
like that. It's always like if my team isn't in the fight, I'm gonna root for the underdog, no matter what. So
I can't wait. I'm going to have to book my room for 2028. Got to go up to Minnesota for the draft and be like, sorry, I can't be friends with you. I've got friends in Wisconsin. So, sorry.
you
Sorry.
stop. You have to make a stop in Green Bay on your way to Minneapolis.
Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I
Because
got to figure out.
you could take 43 north to Milwaukee. You take Milwaukee right to Green Bay, and Green Bay you can hit 29 out of Green Bay off of 41 just past Lambeau Field and all
Yeah.
the way to Minneapolis, straight across
Woohoo.
the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah. I'll see. I don't know which
Yeah,
way it'll take us.
yeah, right. Well, yeah, it's a couple years, couple months, few months away,
Just
but
just
um,
me and a banjo. Just dang 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 dang.
right. Where can people find you on socials? I know you're all over the place, so
Oh, I'm a busy man. At Fanboys Unleashed on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter at Mr. First Down, Fanboys Unleashed on TikTok. Been having a lot of fun with TikTok lately. Good viewership on there. Good questions. I'm about it. We're gonna get through this off season together. If you want to talk NFL football all year round, feel free to jump on. Join me on Fanboys Unleashed. Let's have ourselves a show, and you all have a terrific day.
absolutely, yeah. I follow you on all those, and I comment quite a bit on a lot of your stuff, and
Thanks.
yeah, you can find me. You can find me on Facebook at Cheese Talk Podcast, Instagram, X.
When are you
What else am I?
changing your name
TikTok.
to when are you changing your name to Cheese Daddy? I'm just curious.
I'm not going. I'm not going to.
Oh,
But
bummer.
yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight's show. It's tomorrow's Easter. Have a happy Easter, and let's get you back on after the draft and get your reaction after the draft.
Sure, I will
Sound like
be
a plan?
hungover, but sure.
That's right. You're going to Pittsburgh, aren't you?
That's all right. I'll be up there in a couple of weeks. I cannot wait. Should be exciting.
Sounds great, man. Well, thanks for being on. I appreciate it.
No problem. Happy to help.
Have a good night, man.
See ya.